Living sober, busy living sober, busy living sober. It's episode 432. Welcome back if you're back. And if you're here for the first time, we're so glad you're here. Today, topic self-doubt. Do you have self-doubt? I do all the time. Last week, I'm writing my newsletter, which, by the way, comes out on Fridays. It will not be coming out in the month of April. I'm traveling, so I'm not putting one out. And last week, I came the day came, and I'm writing, and I just had all this self-doubt. I had all of this self-doubt, and I wrote about it in the newsletter. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this podcast. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. I've been doing it for 7 years. It doesn't make any money. It's just cost me money. And am I just being vain? Why do I need to do this? And then I've been praying about it and praying about it and praying about it. And I'm going to pray about it more when I'm over in Medjugorje in next week. And I'm going to be gone for 20 days. I'll be in Europe. And I'm going to pray about it more. But the one thing I've realized is that I love doing this. I love doing this podcast. I love telling people about my story, about how I'm busy living sober. I love that people wrote to me. By the way, thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody that wrote to me. I really appreciate it. I started this because I want to help people realize that they are not alone, that getting sober is, it's a choice, and living a life of sobriety is possible, and you can have fun. It's so much changed since when I got sober in 2006. Today it's like more and more people are coming out and they're sober, and there's more and more non-alcoholic drinks, and there's more ways to skin a cat. It's not just 12-step, even though that's what works for me, and continues to work for me. But knowing that I am here to share that you don't have to do this alone, and you don't have to think that life is going to be over, even though I thought it was. It's quite the contrary. It's amazing how much my life has changed. But I do get self-doubt, and I do wonder, like, oh my gosh, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? Why am I doing this? And then I realize the reason I'm doing this is to help others and to let you know that there's a new way to live life, and then shared things that happen along my journey, and this whole journey that I've been on recently, and especially in 2024. I talked to a friend of mine, and she was like, you need to say yes to everything everything that anybody asks you to do, you have to say yes. Can you imagine that? So you're going to say yes to anything. Now, obviously, if it's like, do you want to do drugs? Do you want to drink? The answer will be no. Do you want to hurt somebody? The answer will be no. Those answers, no. But if you want to ask me to do something that I've never done before, I'm going to say yes. So when I was asked to go to Medjugorje by Ann Vucek, who was on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, I said yes. And I watched some videos that she had sent me about what it was about. And my friend Amanda Borghese, who's also been on my podcast, has been to Medjugorje a couple of times. And she was like the most magical place she's ever been. Another person had talked about it. So I said, when I was invited to go, I slept on it for 24 hours and I said yes. So I have no self-doubt there. I am a little nervous. So a week from now, I will be getting on a plane for 11 hours heading to Split, Croatia, because that's where we're meeting. And that's kind of scary. I'm going all by myself. I don't have anybody going with me. I'm traveling with one suitcase, a carry-on, which will be crazy. I'm right now, in fact, before I got on the podcast today, I was in there like making sure like I'm getting everything so it's going to fit in this one suitcase, and I'm going to have room if I want to buy any souvenirs. And I'm bringing like nothing. I'm bringing one carry-on suitcase for 10 days. I am going to tell you, JF's meeting me in Rome 10 days later. And then we're going to go. I've never been to Italy. So we're going to do Italy for 10 days, which I'm so excited about. And we're going to do that together. We haven't done anything by ourselves since I turned 50, which was 5.5 years ago. So we're going to go do this. And the airfare was really cheap. And then we have points, all this crazy stuff. So we're going to go do that and get some time together. And it's going to be hopefully really amazing, really, really amazing. And I'm looking forward to it very much. And our journey is, but this self-doubt that came in last week was overwhelming. Do you get that ever? You're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And it's been that way with a lot of things. It's like when I moved to Florida, I was like, what church am I going to join? What am I going to be doing with my life? Because I believe that having a relationship with God for me is important. And I like the ritual of church. I did it when I was a little kid so much that it kind of feels like home no matter when I go. I mean, some churches more than others. I like the traditional, you know, traditions of like the priest coming up in his, in his robes. And um, I like the pews. I like the kneeling. I like the standing up. I like the prayers. It's what I'm used to. It's where I find peace. I tried to do some different Christian things and they just weren't for me. And if they're for you, that's great. But for me, that wasn't it. It was like more of the old traditions. I'm a traditionalist, I think I've decided. I like the old traditions and the ways that it makes me feel. And so, when self doubt comes in and I want to go find this place to go pray, it's kind of hard. It was been hard here. It's been hard, but I'm going to Medjugorje, which is a total Catholic place to go. It's where Mary was appeared in 1981 to 6 children, and now I think 3 of them still see Mary, some of them once a month, some of them every day, and that's where I'm going, and I'm excited to see what I experience there. I'm hoping that I'm gonna get more insight on what I should be doing in the future because I sometimes have this self-doubt. My husband never has it. It drives me crazy. He's like, "I'm gonna be a bond trader forever. That's just what I do. I'm gonna do it till I die. I just like to do it. That's what I do. That's how I make our income, da, 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 da." And it's great. I'm psyched for him. That's what he's been doing for a really, really, really long time. Now, for me, who's had 47 jobs, I swear, for my whole entire life, I'm constantly bouncing, bouncing. Do you ever relate to that? Like, what am I going to do when I grow up? I don't know. I was a realtor. I had a concierge business. I sold cars. I helped people and I was a recovery coach and I saw clients. I did that. And now I've been doing this for 7 years, Busy Living Sober, the podcast. And I'm like, should I still be doing it? Because I'm not making money. And is it always about money? I don't know. I don't think so. But I know I can't like justify that. I don't know. I'm just going to keep walking till I have a right answer. That's what somebody else, I mean, I've heard that many times from many different people. It's like, if you don't know what to do nothing. How crazy is that? That sounds so crazy, doesn't it? I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit and wait till I have answers. That sounds so powerless, doesn't it? It sounds so like, oh my gosh, not do anything or just keep doing what you're doing until you know what to do. And I think that's what it is. You keep doing what you're doing until something else happens. So if you're supposed to move on to do something different, something will appear. If you're supposed to keep doing what you're doing, you won't see anything else appear. And you're just going to have to adjust your sales and where you are and know that everything today is going to, everything's going to change. Your feelings are going to change. I went to, Catholic service yesterday for Lent, for Easter. It was packed right here down the street from me in Delray Beach. I went to the church and it was awesome. It was so amazing. I loved the priest. I was like, okay, I'm coming back here again. I loved his message. And one of his messages, he goes, if you're feeling depressed today, if you're feeling sad today, being Sunday, Easter Sunday, if you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, know that you're not going to feel like this forever. And he's right. Nothing lasts forever. No feeling lasts forever, right? You're not feeling happy, elated off the charts every day. Some days you're like, I feel okay. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm lonely. I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I'm on this diet and I'm going to do something and I'm starving. So I'm in a bad mood. Like we have those days. It's hungry, angry, lonely, tired, halt. And when we're feeling those ways, we're going to feel off kilter. We're going to feel yucky. If we haven't gotten if I don't get like a certain number of hours of sleep, I'm not good. Just sorry. I'm just not. I'm not good if I don't get enough sleep. So I have to have enough sleep every night so that I feel better. If not, I'm going to feel kind of crabby. I'm going to feel kind of bitchy. I'm going to feel kind of not like myself. I'm going to feel like a jerk. I'm going to feel like I probably shouldn't talk to anybody that day because I feel so bad. And that's normal. I think that's normal. So if you're feeling terrible right now, identifying, maybe look at what it is. Am I tired? Have I gotten 8 hours of sleep? Have I been overstretching myself? Have I been overdoing it in things? Have I said I'm not going to eat certain foods, but I do need to eat those foods because if I don't, I'm going to feel lethargic and everybody around me is going to want to like not be around me because I'm so angry and obnoxious, which has happened to me before. I'm like, my kids are like, eat the food. You're getting crazy. I remember when I was first getting sober, they would say, go to a meeting. You're getting too squirrely over there. You're being terrible, Mom. You need to go to a meeting. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going right now. And I would need that hour. That's my favorite thing about a 12-step meeting. For one, I've never left a 12-step meeting and gone, oh my God, I wish I hadn't gone. My self-doubt doesn't come from that. My self-doubt comes from what I should be doing every day. Because for so long, it was my kids. I could justify, everything in my life because I'm like, I've got to go pick up my kids from school. I've got to go make sure that their lunches are ready. I've got to go to the grocery store because do they have dinner? Oh my gosh, is there enough food in there to make my kids lunch? Doing all of those things, you know, getting out there and saying, you know what, I've got so much to do. It was like really, it was something that I could lean on as an excuse for not doing other things. But now here I am, I'm 55. Am I going to go become corporate America? Not happening. Nobody, it's just not going to happen. I'm too past that point. So it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to keep doing this and just know that it's not going to make me any money and just be okay with it because I'm helping people? Okay. Okay. And not worry about the social media part of it because it doesn't matter anyway. Because I have somebody that's helping me with that, and I don't know if I can keep doing that. So it's like I'm waiting for answers, but when I'm going into the self doubt, I have been praying about like, but what do I love to do? And it's this. I love to tell you guys that being sober is not the end. It's not like a death sentence. And for when I got sober, I thought it was. And I wanted people to realize more and more, like you can have a life beyond your wildest dreams and not be drinking. It's amazing. And you might say, but I don't know. I have all this stuff that's inside of me from yesterday that keeps bugging me, my regret, my remorse, my bitterness, my sadness from yesterday, and I can't let it go. So I drink so I can feel okay. But you don't have to do that anymore. It's like you don't have to do it. You can be like, okay, I do have sadness and I have remorse and I have shame and I have all this stuff from yesterday, but you know what? I'm not in yesterday anymore. I'm in today. And my self doubt goes to the future mostly. It's like, how am I going to keep doing this? Are people going to ever watch it? Well, if I don't look at the stats, which I didn't for years, years, I never looked at how many people are viewing me and was this a good topic or was this a bad topic? I never, ever, ever did that for a really, really, really long time. And then all of a sudden people are like, how many viewers do you have? Because now that podcasts are so in, everybody's starting a podcast. I said somebody last week say, "Oh, I'm starting a podcast." I'm like, "Great!" I started starting one about fitness, and I'm like, "Great! Start a podcast." Everybody's starting a podcast. It's great, and I've been doing this for so. When I started this, nobody was like, "What are your stats? How many people watch you?" I'd be like, "I don't know. I've been doing it for so long. I have no idea. I have no idea who's watching it, how many viewers I have." What's their favorite topics that I talk about? I had no clue. So now people ask me that question and I'm like, okay, this is how many viewers I have. I was in the top 3%. Now I'm in the top 2.5%. And I'm striving to get to the top 0.5%. But what point do you go, I'm not going to sit here and doubt myself on it. I'm not going to keep looking at this. If I'm supposed to be in the top 0.5%, I'll get there. Do I trust that? It's like they say that in Christianity, especially, I think, they say that, God's will be done. Like everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen. You don't need to stress about it. Okay. So that's the case. I don't need to stress about what's going to happen. Okay. I just have to trust that everything that's supposed to happen will happen. Okay. I'm gonna know that everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen. So if I'm supposed to take this podcast to the next level, if it's supposed to go to the top 0.5%, then it will get there. Not gonna make it happen. I don't think anybody can make it happen. It's like how many people grow up and want to be like Michael Jordan? Like how many people want to grow up and be like Travis Kelsey? Only a couple people do that. How many people want to grow up and be like Joe Rogan? Me, I want to, but I might not have that magic that you're supposed to have, that Joe Rogan was born with, that he got to the place where he's supposed to get to. So do I throw in the towel or do I just be forever? Like, I hate to say this about myself, but I'm going to say it anyway. Am I going to be the C of podcasters? I don't know. Maybe I will be. That's what I'm going to be. And I have to be okay with that. Like, I am not going to be like the top 0.5%, but I am going to be helping people because I know people are listening. So I have to stop going to the self doubt. I just don't think I can spend money doing it anymore, is the problem. But that's okay. I'll figure that out. It's going to figure itself out the way it's supposed to figure itself out. But do you ever feel that self doubt? Like that self doubt that you're like, am I supposed to be doing this? Like, I always wanted, and this is something I used to say when I was getting sober in the beginning. I remember like constantly thinking this. They'd be like, this is where you're supposed to be going on your path to have a wildest dream. I'm like, you go on this path, you're gonna have a life beyond your wildest dreams. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Is there gonna be like, do I get to be like the leprechaun that gets to the other side of the rainbow? And it's like, you got it, you got it. And if you go this way, your life's gonna be, I'm like, where's the arrow? Where's the arrow that points to me the way that I'm supposed to go? My life's gonna be beyond my wildest dream. Where is that arrow? Is it gonna be neon? Is it gonna be pink? Is it gonna be green? What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be a burning bush go this way? Is it gonna be like something that's like totally on fire? What is it gonna be? And I think that some days I really want that burning bush and I want the neon arrow that says, go this way. It's going to be beyond your wildest dreams. I watch Mel Robbins, amazing podcaster. There's like so many things that I think she's amazing about. I watch her and that envy and jealousy comes up. I'm not lying to you guys. And I'm like, why is she so successful? I want to be like her. That's what I want to be. And it hasn't happened for me. It might not ever happen. I've got to be in acceptance to that. But I keep trying. I keep trying and I don't give up. And I don't know why some people get to have this life that's like amazing. And then some people just have an average life. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I get that self doubt and I get those feelings sometimes that I'm like, that's where it comes in. This seeking comes in for me. Because again, I'm seeking. I'm like looking for this. I'm looking for the carrot that says go this way. I'm looking for the arrow. I'm looking for the burning bush. I look for it and I don't find it. But I have to have faith that somewhere along this line, that God knows why this is happening, why my life is like this. And me getting to that place of acceptance, it's getting a little bit easier as I become, older. Like this is the way it is and just get over it. And that's okay. Okay. It's just the way it is. I just have to be okay with it. And getting to that place is sometimes hard. I'm not going to lie. It's sometimes really, some days are harder where you're like, I don't know. Am I supposed to be doing this? Am I not supposed to be doing this? And those days I have to have faith. And where do I get faith? Instead of the fear of like, use that word ego. Am I doing this as an ego? What am I doing this for? And, just trusting that I'm doing it because I'm supposed to be doing it. I'm doing it for today because I'm supposed to be doing it today. And where it leads is where it's supposed to lead. And so I go and I pray and I go to a church for that. I've been trying to find the right church for a long time. I go into a lot of them. Might get no, no, no. I've gotten a lot of no's, lots of no's. Yesterday I got a yes, but I got to go back and revisit it again. But I keep trying. I keep trying. And that's the whole thing about life, right? We keep trying. We keep going, even though we have self doubt. We keep reaching for things and we ask for help along the way. and we say, you know what, I don't have this. I am feeling lost. I'm feeling like I don't know what to do next, but I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep going and I'm not going to give up. And some days I'm going to feel bad and some days I'm going to feel happy. And until I know what to do, I'm not going to pivot. I'm going to pray that the right answer shows up. And I always know that God shows us the right answer. And I know that if I keep going to enough churches, I'm going to find the right church. And I can use that on everything. Like it's like going to a 12-step meeting. You might go to the first one and you don't like it, but you're going to find one you're going to feel comfortable in. If that's your journey, you're going to find the place where you're going to feel your people and you're going to have a feeling and a sense that like everything's right. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. I remember when my kids were looking at colleges and we went and we looked at a lot of them. And I knew that when they got to the right one, they were going to have this feeling like, this is it. This is it. This is where I want to go. This is where I feel like I'm going to belong. And then it goes to the next, like you have to apply. And if you get in, then yes, the answers all come, right? They all come eventually when they're supposed to. So we can sit here and we can judge ourselves and we can say, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And until something really comes out and says, no, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be doing that. And it pulls you to that thing. Until that happens, you just keep going. But you have faith and hope that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. Today may be a hard day, but tomorrow probably isn't going to be. You keep trying. Self-doubt's going to creep in. And you're going to go, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be doing this? Or am I totally convinced that yes, I am? Some days you're not going to feel like that. I just can tell you that. Like, I need to do something different. And what does that look like? And how does that feel? You're going to know. The best part is if you're sober. When you're sober, you know how things feel on the inside. You know authentically that this is the right thing. You will know that feeling. It's the best part. That's like when you're a kid and when you're taking your kids to colleges, they have this, they just know, they feel it. You will feel that. I will feel when I know what is right to go forward. I know that I think about this podcast all the time. I think about the guests I'm having on. I think about if you guys are going to like it, if you're not going to like it. And the number of people who listen doesn't matter. Just that one person listens, really. If I just get one listener, that's all that matters, really, to me. Let's be honest, because I'm helping one person. The self-doubt's going to creep in at times. It creeped in big time last week, big time. I went down that dirty, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I don't have enough people listening. I'm not number one like Joe Rogan. Well, that's okay. I'm not number one like Mel Robbins either. And, but I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. So I'm going to keep doing it. You're not going to hear from me though. You're not going to get any new ones for 3 times or four. I can't decide if it's going to be 2 or 3. So I know that next Wednesday, I may put up a new one. The next 2 Wednesdays, I'm going to put up old ones from long time ago. I'm just going to put up really random old ones that people probably haven't, a lot of you probably haven't even heard um, back from when I first started. I'm going to put out 2 really old ones from like 6 years ago. I'm going to put out some old ones and see how. Hopefully you'll like them. They're old oldies. We're gonna do oldie but goodies. I'm gonna try and find. I'm gonna go look in my archives and I'm gonna repost. Definitely the last 2 Wednesdays of this month. I'm gonna post really old ones. So you've got to listen to them because let's see if you like them. Because if you do, I don't know how many people go back in my archives and listen to all 430 because it's 432. So 431 of them that came a long time ago. I think maybe I'm going to put out my story. I don't know what I'm going to put out. You're just going to have to go see. So um, the last part of, um, the last part. the last part of this month, you're definitely going to hear two old ones because I'm not bringing my computer and I'm not bringing all my stuff to do this recording and worrying about if I cannot go and worry. Do I have internet? Is it going to be fast enough? Is this going to come out? Da, 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 da. It's too much. I want to go, especially this whole trip. I want to go and I want to be there in the moments. And I'm going to make notes on with pen. I'm holding a pen. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I'm holding a pen right now, an old big blue big pen with the blue top. They're my favorite pens. I'm going to have this, and I already packed my notebook, and I'm going to make notes the whole time I'm there with my pen and paper, like the olden days. And I'll be back on May 1st for sure. You'll have a new episode with me back, and I'll tell you all about it. Might take a couple episodes to get everything out of me because it takes me, I don't know about you, but a while to get to that place where I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I gotta remember this, I gotta remember that, I gotta remember this, I gotta remember that. I gotta tell you that I know that Father Dan is leading my trip. Maybe I'll post that when I get back and tell you more about him when I get back. But it's a journey. And if you're having self-doubt, I get it. I've been there. I go through it all the time. Um, I'm not like my husband who's like totally happy doing what he's doing and he's happy every single solitary day doing what he does. And I think that it's amazing and he's blessed that way. And but if you get self-doubt, I get it. I get it. I get the same way. I'm like, what am I doing? Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But I know this. I'm here to share with you that everything happens for a reason, and feelings aren't facts, and you're not going to feel like this forever. You will feel differently. Just give it a day. Maybe it takes 2 days, maybe it takes 4 days, maybe it takes a month. I don't know, but I know you won't feel like this forever, and you will feel better. You will feel better. I know you will feel better, and it just will take time. And just identifying that I got to keep trying. I got to keep putting more effort in. It's like me, I've got to keep putting more effort in, going to different churches and different meetings sometimes and different everything. I got to mix it up because as human beings, we don't like to be boring and stale, and we don't like to get to that place where we're like, I'm just going to give up. No, we're not giving up. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep going, right? We're going to keep going. Are you going to keep going? If you relate to today's podcast at all, please reach out to me at elizabeth@elizabethchance.com. Go to my website, elizabethchance.com, and register for my newsletter because you'll be getting one when I get back for sure in your inbox. And life is, again, it's a journey, and you are not alone. You are not alone. I get it. I get it. When we're sober, we feel everything. And sometimes those feelings get overwhelming, but don't let them suck you in. Get out there and try something new. Go pivot. It's all about pivoting, always pivoting. Don't ever stop pivoting, and don't live in that place of self-doubt because I promise you, it's just waning. It's going to change. It's going to change. Just like that priest said yesterday, you're going to feel yucky one day, but the next day you're going to feel better. I promise. Don't ever give up. And I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channels, please. If you like today's episode, share it with your friends, your family, everybody, please. And just know this, that you're not alone. And let's get busy living sober. If you're out there, let's get busy living sober. Busy living sober. Okay, everybody, take care. And I will see you maybe next week. And if not, I will see you in May. Until then, keep getting busy living sober. Bye.